Peace be with you. My name is Rodolfo Martin Vitancol, a Gemini. In this video, I will present to you God rules the world through law of nature. How Yahweh ruled the Jews after their escape from Egypt. In the Old Testament, Yahweh, the God of Israel, ruled the Jews beginning from their escape from Egypt all the way to their being delivered to the promised land. Yahweh was giving his mandates through Moses. Unfortunately, the result of that ruling was deaths to hundreds of thousands of Jews who disobeyed him. In fact, only two from among the more than 600,000 men counted by Moses at the beginning of their journey made it to the promised land. Not even Moses, the man who had seen Yahweh face to face, was allowed to step into the promised land due to also some very minor infractions. That is Yahweh's kind of ruling. He rules like a brutal king with no sense of mercy and compassion, that he even kills innocent children. He is far from being called the one true God. In the first place, for me, he is not a God. He is a man made into God by Moses. And because Moses is a psycho, Yahweh acted like a psycho in the whole of the Old Testament. There is only one God, one true God, and that is the Father of Jesus, who is in heaven. Our Father in heaven rules with utmost fairness and justice, full of mercy and forgiveness. He achieves this kind of ruling through his law of nature. Curiously, his law of nature works so quietly that people think there is no God at all that is governing their lives. This is because under God's law of nature, people have all the freedom to behave the kind of behavior they want, to lead the kind of life they want, and to make the kind of world they want. Except for one. No one can get away from the consequences of their actions. good deeds shall draw good outcome. Bad deeds shall draw bad outcome. What you sow is what you reap. Let me explain to you in detail how this law of nature of God works and rules the world in a most unobtrusive or unnoticeable way. The 10 properties of God's law of nature. First, the law of nature is life. All things in the universe work in perfect harmony in giving and sustaining life in the world. That one tiniest thing that misbehaves, life as a whole is affected. Second, the law of nature is all connected to our senses. One need not read the Bible or any other book on laws or ethics just so to sense if an act is either evil or righteous, or if poverty to a great many, while prosperity to just a handful is wretchedly unjust. Third, the law of nature is ever fair and just. When a man, whether is evil or good, Christian or Muslim, colored or white, sows a seed on good soil and takes care of it, he will reap in time. On the other hand, when a man sows not, he won't reap, even if he is an avowed believer of God or the holiest person in the world. Fourth, the law is all encompassing. There is practically nothing in the whole span of the universe that is left uncovered and ungoverned by her. Even in our sleep, the law is yet there, governing. Fifth, the law of nature is a great enforcer. She does not only carry the right answers to all our problems, but she also knows how to enforce them strictly and so justly, leaving no room for excuses alibis and fakery. The law of nature is a double-edged sword. If man listens to the good dictates of nature, he shall reap the good outcome for obeying them. If he disobeys, he reaps the bad outcome for disobeying them. For instance, we cannot trample on the dignity of our natural world without ever trampling too on ourselves. We and our natural world are one. Pollute the air, and we pollute our lungs. Poison the water, and we poison our blood. Denude the forest, and we denude our stomachs. Ravage our surroundings, and we ravage our lives. Seven, the law of nature is for universal good. Consider how the ocean opens up its whole riches for everyone to have. The heavens, their whole array of wonders for everyone to behold. The sun, its light and warmth for everyone to bask in. The air, its freshness for everyone to breathe in. The earth, its fruits for everyone to indulge in, and so on and so forth. Nature's design and setup seem to be telling the world that we ought to live for everyone, not just for ourselves. That the moment any one of us or anyone among us turns to work only for themselves, it shall cause damage to others. The greater the selfishness, the greater the damage. The longer the selfishness, the longer the damage. Indeed, every time we violate the good dictates of nature, we add up to the suffering and wickedness of the world. But every time we obey the good dictates of nature, we add up to the well-being of the world. Eighth, all man-made laws must faithfully conform to the good dictates of nature. Any man-made law that tries to contradict the good dictates of nature shall never prosper and can only succeed in bringing miseries and destruction to anyone who will obey them. Even the laws of Yahweh had to conform to law of nature, lest they bring destruction, not life. And that's what Jesus did. He corrected or enhanced most of the laws of Yahweh to make them conform to life, not destruction. Ninth, the law of nature is the ultimate basis for good and bad. When you draw your knowledge from nature, be confident in using it. It shall never fail to bring you life. But when you draw your knowledge from your own reasoning, with no regard for nature, beware in using it. It shall never fail to bring you harm. Having faith in God does not necessarily make a man good. If it were so, all believers of God are deemed to be the righteous people, as all non-believers of God to be the wicked ones. I tell you, I have seen more sincere and good-hearted people from the non-believers than from those so-called believers of God. It is in our obeying the good dictates of nature that makes us good, and in our disobeying that makes us bad. Tenth and last, the law of nature is God. In the end, the followers of nature are the true followers of God, even if they say they are non-believers of God. The non-followers of nature are the non-followers of God, even if they say they are believers of God. It is because the law of nature is God. Amen. If you want to see a new life, a light that you have never seen before, may I invite you to subscribe to this channel and walk with Jesus all the way to making His mission of life happen in our world. We owe it to our children and the children of our children, for all the generations to come, to making this world a most beautiful and happy place for everyone, especially the poor and the oppressed among us, whom Jesus calls the least of his brothers and sisters. In the name of God, through his only Son, Jesus, I wholeheartedly thank you for viewing this video presentation. May the Spirit of God be always with you.